Hello and welcome to Totally Rovers, a Blackburn Rovers podcast by fans of Blue and White Halves. A belated Happy New Year to you all. And yes, we have been away for a while. We have been very busy over the festive periods with our lives outside of YouTube, Spotify, and the podcast due to commitments of work and other stuff around it in the festive period. So it's been quite a festive period for Rovers, hasn't it?
It
So
has indeed.
we'll do a bump. Yeah, we'll do a bumper Rovers roundup of the festive period and into the first podcast of 2026. On the pod, there's myself, Luke, and we've got Liam.
Hello, everybody.
So, how are you doing?
I'm not doing so badly, mate. Yeah, not doing so badly. A busy Christmas period. Seen a lot of family. Partied with friends. Um, my daughters came and spent a day with me. My dating and love life's going well at the moment as well. So there could be soon to be a Mrs. Smithers on the horizon. No, not Mrs. Smithers, but you know what I mean. I'm not jumping the gun there. I wasn't meaning about marriage or anything like that. I mean, there could be a new girlfriend on the horizon, but we'll see. But no, as things stand at the moment, things are going well. I'm working 2 jobs at the moment, which again has had a hindrance on pod time. But yeah, managed to find a bit of space. It's been a busy period, so we've got a lot to catch up on. So yeah, I'm ready to go. How's your period? How's your festive period been?
Been a very busy one, to be honest. A lot has gone on, but juggling work and spending time with family,
I'm moving
basically.
out.
And yeah, moving house, yeah. That's another one as well. And then, of course, trying to keep up on tabs with Rovers at the same time, which, of
Yeah,
course,
same
is
here.
what we're here to talk about. So, anyway, we're going to cover 4 games since our last podcast, in the festive period. The Boxing Day fixture against Middlesbrough. Then the game between the last game of 2025 against Sheffield Wednesday. We've started a new year with the game against Wrexham at home. And then the most recent game against Charlton Athletic. So we're going to start the game against Middlesbrough, which was the Boxing Day fixture.
It was.
Before the ball was kicked, what was your thoughts, feelings like towards how Rovers were going to do against Middlesbrough? Because we were on the back end of a 2-0 win at home to Millwall, and
We were.
confidence looked pretty good for
And
Rovers.
confidence
But
was quite good, but Middlesbrough had been on a tear, and I just had a bad feeling that Middlesbrough were just going to keep putting on that pressure on Coventry, and it was going to be, unfortunately, being away at Middlesbrough as well. I thought it was going to be a tough one to come away with something. I was hopeful and optimistic, as I always am. I was optimistic we could come away with a point, but it would have been a hard point, not an easy point at all. And that was what I was hopeful for. Realistic, I was probably expecting us to struggle to come away with anything. What about yourself?
I thought that this was going to be a very difficult game, when factoring how good Middlesbrough have been this season. Like they had a really good start under Rob Edwards, and then following his departure, Kim Hellberg's come in, and then he's just picked up where they left off, basically. But
Yeah,
Borough have been firing goals across the board as well. They've been scoring more goals, and they have been on Coventry's tail for automatic promotion as
oh
well.
yeah,
And I think they're in a much stronger position this season than they were last season.
absolutely.
Um, yeah, I thought Rovers were going to get a bit of a spanking, to be honest, given Borough's form. But this is a championship. It's probably one of the most unpredictable leagues in football itself. Um, but as the game finished 0-0,
Mm.
um, before a ball would have been kicked, I would have taken that all day against Middlesbrough. So,
You're not the
what
only
was
one.
your what was your summary of the game of Rovers against Middlesbrough?
Well, surprised that we got a 0-0 draw. I'm surprised we kept them at bay. I thought if we were going to get a draw, it would have to be us scoring a goal to try and claw back a draw. Because I had a feeling we weren't going to keep Middlesbrough out. So it was a pleasant surprise to see that we got a goalless draw. I generally thought we gave them a game. I thought we had as good a chance. They were the better team slightly, but I thought we gave them a game. They didn't come out of that game feeling that they. in my opinion, they couldn't have come out of that game feeling that they'd drop points. It came out to me. It felt like they came out of that game feeling like they earned that point, same as we earned that point. It was a hard-earned point each, in my opinion. It was a good game, and I felt Rovers actually played really well. So I was quite chuffed with the outcome and with the result. Personally, I don't know how you felt about yourself.
I was very proud of the display against Middlesbrough. Very surprised, but in a surprisingly delightful way on how we performed against Borough. We were very compact in defence.
Yep.
I think our backline did really well in keeping the likes of Morgan Whittaker and Tommy Conway quiet in that game as well. I mean, I know Morgan Whittaker had one chance, but we did have a
Yeah.
rub of the green there where it hit the bar, hit the woodwork, and it wasn't a goal. But Pers had one moment to keep the ball out of the net as well. But other than that, we've been pretty resilient against Borough in that game. We showed no fear or
Exactly.
mercy against Borough throughout the performance of the game. I mean, there was one chance by Oashi in that game. I was like, it just went wide and off target for it. Could have got that in, but
Yeah, that could have been a big change in the game.
Yeah, it could have changed the game massively. I think everyone did their bit though, in
Yeah,
the game. I
I
don't
had
think there
no
was a real
argument.
standout. I don't think there was a real standout performer in the game against Borough. They all did their bit. Respectively, Tronstad was good in helping the back line. Cantwell was good in driving the ball forward, and you had and obviously the Musa Baradji seems to have stepped up a bit more since he come on. And obviously, what was unfortunate was that Rayo Morishita came off limping with an injury.
Yeah,
Adding to all the injuries that that we already had at the time. We're missing Andrew Johnson, so it looks like the goals seem to have dried up at that point as well. But all in all, it was a great performance. I think a point was no less than what we deserved against Middlesbrough. I thought it was a
absolutely
really
agree.
spirited performance against one of the Championship, on a approach for promotion. To leave the Riverside with a point is very respectable. But it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
our track record with Middlesbrough away from home, we've always been quite good in that respect as well, irrespective of how good or how bad our seasons have been for either club as well. And what was also quite good to see as well was that Callum Britton was kept quite quiet as well throughout the game,
yeah.
much as sniffing the ball and much a way to drive forward either, which was another good thing to see.
No,
Luke
I agree.
Ayling, I think, was one that made it tough for us on the counter attack. I think he did quite a good job for Borough as well, for what I saw in the game. But obviously, there was one major talking point of that game was that red card that should have been, was Hayden Hackney's reckless challenge on Taylor Gardner Hickman. I mean, that should have been a red
Well,
card all day.
I can't disagree with you there. Um, for starters, I will say Luke Ayling was one of their main threats going forward. But then you know what you get with him. He's a attack-minded fullback anyway, and he was a good player when he was at Leeds and did the same sort of thing then. So you knew full well he was going to be the sort of player you need to watch out for. A bit like Ali also in the sense that he likes to run forward as a fullback, gets down the wings and causes a bit of menace. So we did well to keep him at bay as best we did really. But yeah, like you say, the red card. I personally thought it was a red card. I don't understand how it wasn't given as a red card, but then we've had a fair few decisions like this season over the past few weeks. And Gonna Hitman, lucky it wasn't more serious, is all I'll say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the referee saw it in plain sight as well. I mean,
Yeah.
you should adhere to the laws of the game in that regard, shouldn't you? I mean,
Mm.
I don't understand how that was not a red card. I think any football fan watching that, even Borough fans, probably won't dispute this if they happen
Mm.
to watch what I'm saying. But that challenge on Gordon Hickman was done with malicious intent. That was serious foul
Yeah,
play. That was done
there
to
was no
hurt the opponent rather than go for the ball.
exactly. There was no intent in the ball. It was more about taking the player out, and that's what, for me, that warranted a red card. If you're going to try and take the player, you're going at the player in the risk of injuring him rather than going for the ball, and that for me is without question a red card. Simple as that.
Yeah, and Hayden Hackney was very lucky just to get a yellow card for that.
Yeah, I agree.
That could have impacted the game as well, potentially as well, if he got sent off. That
And
could
I
have been
think
a
that's why
turning
the
point
ref
for
cowered it
us
out of it.
or on Worsford. Yeah,
I think that's why
exactly.
the ref cowered it out of it. I think he knew if he gave a red there, it could massively impact the flow of the game and how the game was going. Because it was quite end to end. It was quite a. They were the better team, but it was quite an end to end game. It wasn't like we were being dominated or they were being. It was quite a flowing game. But
For a
I think
0-0
had that red
draw,
card happened, it would have tightened the game up, and I think the ref had a bit of a cowardly moment there, shall we say? I'm not trying to be mean, but a bit of a cowardly moment. He needed to be braver in that decision, I think.
yeah, I think you're right there. It's not about how the crowd will react to it, how the players of respective
Yeah,
teams react to it. You just go by the laws of the game, don't you, as a referee and official? I
exactly.
mean, like what you said, we've mentioned it a number of times about the standards of refereeing in the Championship and the EFL to a wider extent as well.
I mean,
Um,
it's not all been against us. We've had the odd one in our favour, but a lot more against us this season than normal. There's been
yeah,
penalty shots
yeah,
that we've not had given. There was the red card that should have been against Baradji a few weeks before. It's
yeah. We
just
can
one of
go.
them. We're not getting the rub of the green with the refereeing decisions, in my opinion. And then you look at the players that are coming out injured from it all as well. It's not good. We're struggling with injuries as it is, and then you're not giving decisions when players are getting taken out, where the opposition are trying to take them out with intent to hurt them. It's not good.
It does ruin a game, though, doesn't it, when the referees and officials are a talking point regarding making the wrong decisions? Not
It
necessarily in
does.
our favour, but but also in favour of as well.
Yeah.
Um, but
It's
that
the same story
aside,
in the Premier League, isn't it? It's like the VAR thing and the refereeing and that. There's so many. You see after the game, so many players and pundits and all that lot spend more time talking about the referees and the VAR decisions than they do about the game. It seems to be a problem at the moment. Refereeing doesn't seem to be as good as it used to be.
yeah, it's a wide scale problem. Let's get back to the Borough game.
Oh yeah,
Take that
no,
out of
I
the
wasn't going
equation.
to take us off track. Sorry.
For a 0-0 draw, I thought it was a good bit of football for Rovers and Borough. Like you said, they both went for it.
Yeah,
And at the end of the final whistle, I was happy to get a point against Middlesbrough. I thought, good performance, let's build on from that. And then it was the last game of 2025. We're down at Hillsborough
yeah.
against Sheffield Wednesday and finished 0-0. And I thought that
It was a
was
ball draw.
that was a definite ball draw. If there was a cure for insomnia, that would be a game for it. That was an absolute snooze
And
fest.
I totally agree with you. However, what was your instincts going into that game?
Well, I, I was a little bit sceptical given Rovers' track record against teams that are destined to go down, which Sheffield Wednesday are, which I don't mean any disrespect to Wednesday, by the way, saying that. We just seem to make hard work for ourselves. We just don't seem to,
Yeah,
I don't know, we just seem to make more out of a mountain hill when it comes to playing teams down that are, predicted to go down or predicted to
that down that
struggle in
end of
the
the table. Yeah,
championship. And that wasn't a surprise in that respect. But what was really disappointing was that it just didn't seem to have any nous or any idea on how to take this game on. We didn't take this game by the scruff of the neck, which is
we
quite
didn't.
frustrating against teams like
I'll be
that.
honest with you. We didn't look like we were up for the game. We looked like we looked like. I think partially there was still a bit of a hangover from what happened when they came to our place.
Possibly. That could be
It's
one
not
of
an
the things as
excuse,
well.
but it's not an excuse. But I think that will have been in the back of their minds as well. And I do think injuries have been an issue. We're missing a lot of creative players at this point. But
Well, we had Campbell, didn't we? And we had Baradji, so there's not really an excuse for not having any creativity.
no,
And I
but
get that we've got a lot of injured players.
but it was poor. It was very poor.
Yeah.
I went into this game thinking, on the back of the Millwall result, on the back of the Borough draw away at Borough, I went into this game thinking, you know what? We're beating these at our place, and we should have been beating them by more when the game got called off. I fancy us going to these and getting a good result here. I fancy getting a 1 or 2 goal win, and
Yeah.
we didn't look like we were going to score if you'd have played for the full week against them.
No,
That's how bad we were in that game. They didn't
it
look like
was
scoring
terrible.
either. They didn't look like scoring either, but we did not look. We looked devoid of any idea on how to put the ball in the net or create any big chances. It just didn't seem like the team that I saw against Millwall and Borough. We're complete
No,
opposite.
and that makes it all the more frustrating as well watching Rovers against Wednesday. I mean,
Yeah.
for anybody who went to Hillsborough on the day
No.
or happened to watch the full 90 minutes, that's time they're not going to get back.
Yeah,
And
that is. I feel bad for them.
yeah,
I just hope they had a good day out in Sheffield.
Well, it was just abysmal. I mean, we were lucky not to go down a goal as well in that game. There was a chance Wednesday had close range shot that went wide, and I
Mhm.
thought, "Oof, this
Yeah,
could
fair
be
enough. There was a
this
chance they
that
could have scored.
spurred us the embarrassment as well of a defeat at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday have all won one game this season,
Yeah,
so finished 0-0. I think it was the end to 2025 after the run from Borough and Millwall flatline, really, didn't it? As the year came to a close.
that result definitely gave us all a bit of a sour taste in our mouth, and yeah, it kind of ended 2025 in a bit of a dampener. I think the less we talk about this one, the better. Not trying to be mean
Oh,
to Rovers
yeah,
or
the
to
next
Sheffield.
one.
No discredit to Sheffield fans who may have wanted to hear our opinions on the game, but you've got to admit, even as a Sheffield fan, wasn't a nice game to watch. It was a very dull. There was nothing really there from either team. Yeah, you had a good chance that you put wide, but I never saw either team scoring, and they could have played like I said, they could have played that game for 180, 270, 360 minutes. I still don't think they'd have scored. Either team would have scored a goal. I really don't.
No, no team looked like scoring. If it did, it would have been like a scrappy goal or from an error made by
Yeah,
either side. That was the most likely scenario. There would have been a goal between us and Sheffield Wednesday
it was
on the game.
dull.
Yeah, it was poor. It was a very poor show. And obviously, 2026 did not start well at all for Rovers. And
No,
arguably, I would say this is the worst game of the season for Rovers this season.
worst I've seen us play.
I think it was
Which
worse than
you've
a
seen a
game
lot
away
when you
from home
consider
against
the West
Charleston.
Wednesday game.
Oh yeah, if you thought that was the case of how low could you go, we were totally wrong on that one when we played Wrexham.
Yeah,
And when you factor that Wrexham had some injured players, you had the likes of Keith Moore, Josh Windass, and Nathan Robin. I think I've got that name right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Injured. Um, we played against them on the reverse fixture and managed to get a result away from home at the racecourse ground.
yeah.
But obviously, our list of injured players has just grown, hasn't it? Significantly over time.
Our injury list is just piling up, and it's not good.
Yeah. No, it's
Um,
ridiculous.
honest
So what
opinions.
was your thoughts on the Wrexham game?
Well, honest opinions before the game. Um, going off the Chef Wednesday when I thought there's no way we could play like that again. We've got to bounce back. And I was like, surely we've got to get something. So me being the optimist, I thought Wrexham, they're on a bit of a good run at the moment. I mean, after the game against us, they're toying with the playoff spots. So fair play to them for that one. But before the game, before the ball was kicked, I generally thought we could get something against these. We could get a win here. It might be a hard fought win, but I've got a feeling we can get a win against these. And I wouldn't have minded a draw. I wouldn't have been happy with one, but I wouldn't have been too downhearted and downbeat. But the way we just it was just terrible. The way we I can't even say we turned up against it because did we turn up?
No, honestly, we did not turn up against Wrexham. I
What were
think
you thinking
once
before the game? Did you think we could get anything against these?
I'm not sure really because like our home form, was hasn't been great. I know our last home game before Wrexham was
Yeah,
a victory against Millwall.
yeah.
That could be something to
Millwall,
potentially look
Millwall were
at.
up at the playoff spots as well, so it was a good result.
Yeah, that's something to factor in as well. And
Then
Wrexham's away form
Wrexham,
has
yeah,
not been great either, to be
yeah.
honest. But I think the game boils down to that we just did not show up. We just did not have that fight, that energy to perform whatsoever. Can't really single out any players, to be honest, because they all were below par. It, you know, I'm not going to throw any specific player under the bus because they were all particularly bad. They all
There
didn't
was a
seem to have
couple of
a fight. They all
standouts
didn't
for
turn up.
me that looked okay, but that's only because the rest of them looked that bad. Maybe. I
Who's
mean,
that?
I think Liverland looks good. I think he looks meaningful. He likes to get down the wing. He likes to attack. I like the look of him. He's young. He's inexperienced, and that I think he can only improve as he gets more experience. But I like what I see from him.
Yeah, he's a young prospect who's got potential and he's good with the ball, he's got that tenacity, he's hold up play, his eye for a pass going through channels. Yeah, there's a lot to like about Matty Liveland, but it's such a shame he's come off injured against
Yeah,
Wrexham as well. He's
yeah,
out for a lengthy spell on the sidelines as now as we speak.
yeah.
And Ryan
Just as he was
Hedges
starting
came
to
off
show
with
what he
an
could
injury
do.
as well. Yeah, and Ryan Hedges as well picked up another serious injury. And it's reported that he's going to be out for at least 2 months,
He's out.
and he
I'm
could
hearing he's out for the
potentially be
rest
out
of
for
the
the rest of the
season.
season.
Ishmael
Yeah,
put a thingy out. I'm sure he put a thingy
yeah,
out not long ago.
he did. He did put out something about Ryan Hedges with his injury.
Yeah.
Um,
Liverland's got an extended period, but not as bad as Hedges, who's meant to be out for the rest of the season, from what I'm hearing.
yeah,
But again, it's
back to
not
the
good because
Wrexham
Hedges is
game.
one of our better players.
No, exactly, and back to the Wrexham game, we were left even more short with them two coming off limping, with injuries.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's an excuse for. Can't use it as an excuse for like the manner
No,
that we lost the game. No, it was
the manner we
absolutely
lost the
poor.
game wasn't good. However,
The defending, the defending that gifted them their first goal was abysmal. It's looking like when we're defending, we seem to be more reactive rather than proactive when opponents go on the counter attack. That's one thing I've noticed
mm,
so far this season. I don't know if you've seen it like that with Rovers.
at
When
time,
opponents go into our half, we don't seem to be as alert or anticipate the danger. We certainly did against Wrexham, and Wrexham smelt blood on us and really acted it really well.
I
And
think that's the problem with our style of play as well. We
yeah,
play too aggressive, play too attacking, so therefore they're already looking to be on the front foot, so they don't read the play when it could go against you enough, and that's the problem. And that, like you said, then they're having to react when it does happen like that. By which time, sometimes they're already too far into trouble, and it's hard to get play their way out of it.
and in that first goal, I thought Edzard Purse could have done more to try and save that goal. If you look at where he was and his anticipation of a shot coming towards him,
Yeah,
I thought that was a bit frustrating to see as well. Don't entirely blame Purse for it,
no,
but the defence in front of him were abysmal. You
they
know,
were.
I think what was shown there was just no leadership. in that back line. Shown no fight, no spirit. And I sound very harsh and very critical talking about Rovers in that game against Wrexham, but it was so
It
frustrating.
wasn't a good game though. It really wasn't. I was off. I was off New Year's Day. I was having a relaxing day, chill out day, doing nothing. I put the Rovers on to watch, and I kind of wish I hadn't. I'll be honest with you.
No,
I came to
very
the
bit.
towards the end of the game. I think I actually stopped watching about 10 minutes before the end. I got to a point where I'm like, this isn't enjoyable anymore. This has just put me in a
No.
bad mood. I've I've worked that hard over Christmas. I just want to enjoy my New Year's Day. It got to the point where I was watching the game and I'm thinking, I'm not enjoying this. It's
No.
going to make me in a bad mood for the rest of the day. So,
Yeah, it did set the tone of the day for me as well. I mean, when they doubled the lead as well, I mean, I have to give my hats off to Ollie Rathbone, though. I mean, what a volley it was from that free
oh, it's
kick.
cracking goal.
And he's the son of the legendary Mick Rathbone, isn't he? Who played
Yeah.
for
Who
Blackburn
was sat in the
Rovers.
stand
And he's a
watching?
Blackburn lad as well. Yeah, he was. He was.
He was sat in the stand
Um,
watching his son score against us. I wonder. I wonder how he felt about that. Obviously, being a Rovers legend, and then seeing his son score against the Rovers.
yeah, he'd be proud as punch, though, wouldn't he, for scoring
He'd
that
be
goal?
proud of his
I think he
son,
meant
but would he
to.
be proud to see it happen against Rovers? That's the question. I'm only having a laugh.
Who knows? Who knows? Um, yeah,
He'll
I
be
know. I'll
saying to
be
him after
interested to
the
see.
game,
I'm sure
did
he'll
you
be
have to do it
proud.
against Rovers? Did you have to do it against them?
Yeah, why us? Why them? Why did it have to be against Rovers? Could not have been against Burnley or North End.
But
Anyway,
no, good
that
on
I
him.
mean,
Good to see for him.
yeah, it was
A
a
good
good
finish.
goal.
Good on him.
And
But yeah, let's we talk about this one as well, really. The
yeah,
better.
and obviously let's the Wrexham game as well. That anniversary kit. What did you think of it?
I actually quite like the look of it. You're
Yeah.
not so keen, are you?
No, I don't think it's a bad looking shirt in the grand scheme of things. I respect the fact it was like the very first, basically the
I
very
don't
first
think it's
kit.
a nice shirt for an anniversary shirt. I think they could have done a lot better. I don't mind the shirt itself. I don't have an issue with the shirt itself. As an anniversary one, I think they could have done better.
The problem was the timing of its arrival. That was
Well,
the
yeah.
shirt that should be worn in the game against Derby as
Well,
well.
this is it.
And there
It
was
should have been brought
no,
out a month and a half back.
yeah, and they brought it out like at the wrong time at New Year, where
That's the
people
biggest
are going to
thing.
be, yeah, people are going to be financially crippled from Christmas and
Do you
whatnot
know
as
what's
well.
do you know what it really makes me laugh though? It's typical Venkies, it's typical Rovers running and all this and the other. How they couldn't get the shirt out for when the anniversary was. They could have got that shirt out for when the anniversary was. People might have got that as a Christmas present.
They could have got it as a Christmas present beforehand, you know what I mean? And then
That's what I'm saying.
give it
People
to
could have
the
got
loved ones.
could have been asking for
Particularly
that
for
as a Christmas present.
exactly, particularly for like the die-hard Rovers fans that will like to collect shirts for like memorabilia,
Instead, you leave it till
like
New Year
our
when the anniversary is well and truly past, which it has. We're in a new year. We're not in the year that we had the anniversary. We're in a completely new year. So automatically you should have done it in 2025, not 2026. So that's a dampener on it already. It just stinks of really bad organisation, really bad timings, which is just exactly what I'm thinking of Rovers at the moment. They're so disorganised at times.
not run a bath football club.
Say
The
again?
way that went. They couldn't run a bath, let alone a football club.
Mm.
It was diabolical. It was just like I think the price of it was extortionate as well for it, given the timing was wrong and the occasion. It just went
How much
down
was
like
it
a
going
damp
for?
squib. Oh, I think it was sort of like 70, 80 quid, something around that region. Any Rovers fans that are watching, listening, let me know what the price was down below. That was an estimate figure from the top of my head anyway. But think the timing of
It's
it
almost that
and everything, it was
embarrassing that they
all,
let it release that late. It's almost that embarrassing. It's laughable.
yeah, it's so bad to the point that it's actually comical. I just can't
Like I
believe
say,
it.
I like the shirt. I don't think it's that good for an anniversary shirt. I think they could have done better there. But then, like you said as well, the timing was terrible. Yeah,
I think it's
they.
the timing that ruined it more for me than anything. And it wasn't
Mm,
actually around the club's actual birthday.
yeah,
That just ruined it for me. And then obviously you got the game against Wrexham on New Year's Day as well, just to add insult to injury there as well.
just a little bit in our faces more.
Then, yeah. So after that result against Wrexham, I
To be
mean,
fair to
we were,
Wrexham, and I'll give Wrexham the dues. So any Wrexham fans that do tune in and listen, good result for you guys. You played well. Like I say, Rathbone, cracking goal. Um, and you're having a good
Sam
season.
Smith as well.
And yeah, it was. His was a good goal as well. To be fair,
Mm.
bad defending from
It was
us,
fair play to Wrexham. Yeah, exactly. Fair
fair
play to
play to
Wrexham because
Wrexham. I'm not a bitter fan. I will give credit where it's due. Um, fair play to them. They're on a good run, and they're battling for the playoffs at the moment. And the fairy tale storyline is still going for them. So no, good luck to them. Hollywood FC and all that lot.
Disneyland and all that as well with the football ground.
Yeah,
But yeah, with all due respect, I think we're outmuscled, outplayed, outfought. Wrexham had that game
they wanted
plan.
it,
They took advantage. They took advantage of our situation with our injury crisis that we've got, and they
and they
capitalised
wanted
on
it
it.
more.
And then, yeah, exactly. They showed that hunger and that desire to win the game, and they got the rewards for it. We just didn't have any. We just weren't good enough.
No,
So finished 2-0, the home defeat there. And now to the next game. It's quite close to that one. It was the last game to wrap up the festive period was against Charlton Athletic at home. So on the back end of that abysmal defeat to Wrexham, what were your thoughts on the game towards Charlton? Not towards it. What was your how are you how do you think we would have done before the ball was kicked?
I was hoping it couldn't get any worse. But after the performance against Sheff Wednesday and the performance against Wrexham, the optimist in me wasn't quite optimistic. I'd have taken a draw at the start of the day, thinking with the amount of injuries we've got as well and the injury crisis and injury issues we've got, I thought we really need to just knuckle down and try and just make sure we don't let them score basically because we were always going to find it hard to score goals when we've got so many issues with our injuries. Hedges out, Liverland out, you got Marishita out, and Good Johnson out. It just wasn't looking good. And now
Yeah, with our
you
mountain
look at our
injury
injury list
problems.
now, and
So
it's scary to look at. Thankfully, some are due back, but some are out for quite a period of time as well. And it doesn't look great. However, I was still hopeful that we could turn up and try and stop them from running away like Wrexham did.
well, to be fair though, Rovers actually performed better against Charlton than they did against Wrexham. I
Yeah,
think
not
we
debating that.
didn't quite have the
You
rubber
asked
of the
me how I
green.
felt before the game. Sorry, so I was just giving you my insight.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. How I felt with the game against Wrexham before Charlton after the game against Wrexham. I wasn't sure how we're going to bounce back from this. What's our response going to be from that defeat
Mm,
that we did against Wrexham? Because the manner that we lost the game, in my opinion, it was one of the worst ways to lose a game this season.
yeah,
And could we bounce back from that? And obviously we were 2-0 down, weren't we?
yeah.
Within half an hour. And I was like, oof,
It
we're
started
looking
again.
over our shoulders. Yeah, I thought surely this can't get any worse.
Never say
But
that.
then No. But then obviously Baradji got a goal back just before the break. I mean, what was your thought of the first half against Charlton?
I was disappointed that we were 2-0 down. Put it that way. I didn't think we deserved to be 2-0 down. However, I was disappointed that we were 2-0 down, but we didn't give up. And that was good to see. We didn't give up. We kept going at them. And it was nice to see Baradji get on the score sheet. I will be honest with you. I
Yeah,
did tell you
definitely so.
earlier on I did tell you earlier in the season, this guy, he's got a lot of hype behind him. He could be one to watch out for. And he has had some good games. Not seen much of him because he's been injured for a large part of the season. But I've seen glimpses of what he can do anyway. He looked good. I'll give him that. He looked good. I was quite impressed with Baradji.
Yeah, I thought Baradji played really well, and take the goals out of the equation. I thought there was a real bright spark in his play, all-round play from
Yeah,
Baradji. His link-up play with Tronstad and Cantwell, and even Miller as well. I mean, Ishmael did make a little tweak actually to his setup in the game against Charlton, because Axel Henriksen was dropped and Baradji was put further up forward with
yeah,
Yuko and let Todd Cantwell play a bit of deeper role without having to use his pace as much. And
yeah.
obviously Tronstad, with the midfield. Thought that was a good setup as well. I mean,
I think it benefited because Baradji looked comfortable playing that position.
he did
He
actually. He
looks
did.
it because he looks creative. He looks hungry and creative, which was good to see.
As well as the creativity from Baradji, he's got a physicality as well. He is an athlete. He's got
He
that
does.
physicality. I think he's
He
got
does.
that strength a bit. He's got the strength more than I would say than like he's got a bit like Campbell in a way in terms of creativity, that eye for a pass and
Yeah.
whatnot. But he's got a bit more strength in him.
Mm.
Whereas Campbell, he's got the creativity stuff, but he's not like a physical player, is
He's
he?
not a
Todd
big physical
Campbell.
presence, is he? You don't fear
No.
him as much. You fear what he can do with the ball. You don't fear the presence of him so much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and with Campbell, people are going to be wondering like, what's his next move going to be? That
Yeah,
he keeps the opponents on their toes about that. Like when he has the ball, gone, where's he going to pass to?
yeah.
Where's his not? What's his next move going to be? Is he going to cross it? Is he going to pass, or is he going to have an attempt on goal? They always keep the
Mm.
opponents guessing on what Campbell's next
Whereas,
move is going to be.
whereas
And I
Baradji
think
is
they
a bit
have that with
more
Baradji as
physical.
well. Yeah, they have that with Baradji, but people, I think the opponents aren't going to be sure like what his next move is going to be. You know, on a similar way that I'm talking about Campbell here, Baradji's that sort of
Mm.
player that I could sort of see in him there in terms of like going on their counter attack. Where's he going to pass the ball? What channel is he going to go through? Is he going to have attempt on goal? You know, it keeps the opponents guessing, and that was where he played to his strengths as well on that,
But
which
he's
was
also good
really
at
good to
holding the
see.
ball up and bullying the defenders as
Yeah,
well.
I mean that build-up play from Cantwell and Ohashi to cross the ball in, and
Yeah,
Baradji made that late run, and once the defender noticed, it was too little, too late, and he got ahead to it and got the Rovers, pegged the goal
back
back,
into the game. Mm.
yeah, into the game just before the break. I mean, that was really good. Um, but obviously throughout the game, I thought Rovers did have a bit more fight in them against Charlton than they did against Wrexham. I thought
I
the
can't
manner that they
disagree with
played
that.
was better,
Yeah,
but I think it was a soft goal to concede on that first one. I thought we could have done more to prevent that goal.
seems to be
Well,
similar record though at the moment.
yeah, it seems to be that theme though, being more reactive than being proactive when it comes to defending and seeing a danger and quickly acting on it. Um, but obviously that penalty though, that was a very soft penalty to concede though as well. I mean,
Yeah,
Harry Pickering did that challenge and there was virtually there was pretty much no contact made there. And it's a Charlton thing, though, isn't it? I mean, Nathan Jones sort of instills that into players with the dark arts as well to try and rough up the opposition, run them up the wrong way, and to sort of bit of time, bit of feigning fouls and stuff like that to try and stifle the game. Because Charlton tried to disrupt our flow of play, didn't they? Parts of the game as well. But when it was 2-1, I thought there was a bit more belief at half time as well. That we can actually get something. We can actually get back into the game. And into the second half, we actually performed better, didn't we, as well?
I thought we were the better team second half.
You were better on the ball. We were pressing. I think when Charlton were 2-0 up, I think they sort of switched off a bit. They sort of sat back.
And then once we got that goal back, we got the bit between our teeth and we're like, we can get some from this. So that second half, we came out the better side, I thought.
Yeah, there was a bit of belief in there. They all tried for it, though, didn't they? They all tried to go for it. I mean, Cantwell, Tronstad, Baradji, you got his second goal. I mean, and Lewis Miller helped out with Baradji getting that equaliser with playing up the byline and crossing that ball in. And then Baradji did a great shot to that equaliser.
Yeah, nice to see him get
another moment. Yeah, brilliant. It was brilliant. Another moment that I saw as well, though, was Tom Atchison, our youngster that's come through the academy, playing at the back three, whereas Miller has been playing as a right wing back now in his more natural position, with Alabiosu out on international duty for the African nations, and obviously Matt Little, unfortunately, being injured. I thought Miller played quite well, actually, as that wing back, running up and down the channels, doing his defensive duties, and obviously setting up that goal for Baradji as well. And actually, I thought he played quite well. Okay, he didn't have any chances on goal, but he did what he needed to do with the running and running around, being like a wasp to the defence, Charlton defence.
Yeah.
That was good to see. And Cantwell, played well. I think he had a good game against Charlton. I thought he did all right to try and push the ball forward, and he seemed a bit more relaxed, I think, from Cantwell, having Baradji and Tronstad around him as well, from what I've seen as well.
I have seen a bit of positive news, though, in the fact that I know we're having this, and he played all right today. I can't pronounce his name. Is it Atkinson? Atkinson?
Atchison.
I can't
might
pronounce
it wrong as well.
I can't pronounce it. I apologise for butchering your name, pal. Anyway, we've already got Pratt in there, and it's a lot to expect two very young players, inexperienced players, to try and cope with the pressures of Championship football. So I've seen some positive news on the horizon, and that is that Hayden Carter and Wharton are both expected back before the end of the month, which is good.
Christian Montgomery come back as well. I mean, he came on.
I know Christian Montgomery. I mean, he could play. He could play it right back as well, can't he? So you always have Miller back in the centre back position.
And I'd keep Miller there. Montgomery's far more effective in midfield.
No, true. But Alibi also will be back in a few weeks because AFCON's not far finished now, in the knockout stages. So there's that as well.
Well, as we're recording, Nigeria playing in knockout stages against Mozambique. In the last 16 of AFCON. I don't know the score yet, so
I've not looked even
on that. But Alibi also did make an appearance for Nigeria, didn't he, as well? Which is good to see.
It is.
So after the game finished 2-2 against Charlton, what was your take on it, the game? Would you say it as a case of a point gained or 2 points dropped?
I can't say 2 points dropped. I know we were the better team in the first half and we shouldn't have been letting ourselves get 2-0 down. But once you go 2-0 down, to come out with anything out of a game when you're 2-0 down, I'd say that's a point gain, personally. I've got to take the positives from it. We didn't give up. We fought. We clawed our way back into the game. And personally, I thought we were the better team second half. But we put ourselves in a position where we had to fight back to get into that game. Maybe we shouldn't have been in that position. So therefore, you can look at it as 2 points dropped. If we, but in my opinion, no, it's a point gained because we should never been 2-0 down and we had to fight to get back. And it was good to see us fight to get back in it.
Yeah. I think we responded a lot better being 2-0 down against Charlton than we did against Wrexham. No two ways about that. But given the quality of the opposition that we have, it should be a game we should be capable of winning at home as well. So that's where you can see it's 2 points dropped against Charlton. But fortunately, Norwich lost at home to Stoke.
Oxford lost as
Portsmouth
well.
didn't play. Yeah, Oxford lost as well, and Portsmouth didn't play their game due to the match being postponed.
Mm-hmm.
So that has we were 3 points above the drop, after the game against Wrexham, and now we're 4 points adrift, 4 points above the drop. So I suppose it could be a very valuable point coming into the season, looking at
It
that.
could well
But
be,
like
yeah.
what you said, being 2-0 down and coming back level, that's applaudable. That's a commendable thing to have from us. But like you said, we should not have got into this mess. I just
No,
think sloppy errors and okay, we didn't have the rub of the green actually with that penalty decision. That could have been another thing that we actually talked about with refereeing decisions as well in the game. Not blaming it on that entirely,
no. And I'm fed up with
but
talking about
it
refereeing
looks.
decisions. Yes, it's another one that's cost us, but it's not the point. We shouldn't have been letting ourselves
No,
get in a position where we're getting 2-0 down again and having to fight back to get into a
absolutely,
game. But
absolutely.
I'm not gonna be negative about Rovers on this one. I think it's commendable the fact that they didn't give up. They showed a lot of fight. Second off, we were by far the better team, in my opinion, and we
Yeah,
deserved to come out of that game with a draw. I felt we earned that draw. I think it was a point well earned, a point gained, rather than two dropped, just because of that. However, I felt, I felt, had we not got ourselves 2-0 down, I felt we could have come out of that game with a win.
yeah. We'd be having a different conversation, wouldn't we? Talking
Yeah,
about like how Rovers are
it was the
looking to
sloppy
survive more
start.
comfortably in the league as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the sloppy
and then that
start that
round.
let us down there because the fight was there
Mm,
to see, and the performance was there to see. For a large part of the game, it was just the way we started. That first
mm.
20 minutes, half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. It seems to be a theme at Ewood Park though when we play our home games. We just
Mm.
don't seem to hit the ground running. We're not on the front foot. We're pushed on the back foot. We start really slow, and we just don't seem to play the full 90 minutes, do we? At Ewood Park. The only game I think this season that sticks out for me where we played decently all round was against Millwall at all. One of the two games that we won.
I thought we controlled that game, dominate that game. We were well and truly on for 3 points there.
With our standings now, we're 20th, 28
Yeah,
points, 4 points above the drop, game in hand. So
it
it's
could be worse.
yeah, but it could be better as well.
It could. This was always going to be a transition season. We knew we were going to be in a scrappy battle down the bottom half of the table. Yes, we could do with being higher than we were. We should be higher than we were. But I never in a million years thought, with the amount of experience we've lost and the transition and the young players that we're bringing through, I never in a million years was getting deluded at the ideas of playoffs or promotion. Not this season. I was being realistic in the fact that I'd be quite content with a mid-table finish, and we can still finish with that. We've had a lot of injuries, and some of these
That
young players are now starting to show what they can do and start to come good. So, I think we could have a better run into the season than the season's looked like so far. If that makes sense.
the academy players have been our get out of jail cards, really, haven't they? Potentially so
Yeah,
far
but
this
we've had some
season.
good
That
signings show up as well. I mean, Baradji's starting to look good now. Alabiosa has been a godsend for us this season. What a signing he's been. Miller's looked all right. Good Johnson started to score until he got injured. But some of our players are starting to look good. And when you've got a full fit squad with the youngsters that are coming through from the academy, coming on the bench, coming on as subs and stuff like that, we've got a good looking team for the future. They just need to progress and improve. And that takes time.
it's
As we
just a
say,
pity we
Roma,
don't have a
Roma
fully
wasn't
fit
built in
squad.
a day, and it's going to be frustrating at times to watch. It really is. But I'm optimistic, as I always am, but I am optimistic that we've got a good bunch of players and we've got a very strong academy.
I think with our injury crisis as well, I think it's going to. I think with the results we managed to get and the
Mm.
performances we've had with our injury crisis, Ishmael deserves to be backed by the board and by the owners of
Yeah,
what he's done in some respects. So there have been some decisions I've not been happy with Ishmael when it comes to his game management and being too slow to make changes to impact a game and tactical changes.
maybe
They're
so.
frustrating me a little bit.
But then there's
But
been some
when
brave
you,
moments from him.
yeah, he has. I mean, there's a risk and there's a reward, and I think Ishmael has done quite well in that regard as well, integrating youngsters into the first team.
Exactly.
But that has been done out of necessity more than anything because we just don't have the numbers, and
But he's shown belief in
that's
his
the board.
players and he's stuck with them.
But that's the board and the owners also at fault for selling off a load of experienced players. And I get that a number of them won't sign new contracts, but like we need some experienced heads though, just to see this season out on this January window.
Well,
And
we've got a lot
also
of
another
players coming back
striker.
this month, which helps. We have got a lot of players coming back this month from injury. I am seeing some rumours of a couple of players. I won't say names yet because it's rumours, and I don't like the rumour mill. Because I don't want to get my hopes up on any players and then it not materialise. We've seen that happen in the past. However, the one that I do worry about, which I've seen quite a few times already, and I just hope it's just paper talk because with the injury crisis we have had, we need to keep hold of him for the rest of the season, and that's Alabiosu.
Yeah, Albiosu is going to be harder to keep hold of, I think, because he's, you know, playing international football
He's turning
and
heads of how he's
doing
played
so
for us
well
as
for
well.
us. He's on the radar of larger clubs with bigger budgets. And
Premier
the
League as well.
inevitable's probably going to be we're going to have to sell it. We're going to probably cash in sell. But my concern is who we're going to replace him with.
Well, I'm
Obviously, you've got
hoping we
Matty
can
Little,
keep
and
hold
he's
till the summer.
injured. Yeah, who can
I'm
replace
hoping
him
they're
with?
not stupid enough to cash in now and hold on till at least the summer. We need him more than we need the money now. We can still get the money in the summer. They'll still pay big money for it's his first season with us. They'll still pay big money for him in the summer. I think we need to hold on to him. The injury issues we've had, we need to hold on to him until the summer at least. If we cash in then we cash in then. We've got time to replace him with somebody. We need to keep hold of him now. Simple as that, in my opinion. I can understand his head being turned by Premier League clubs, but this is where Ishmael needs to sit him down and just say, look, we've got a lot of injury issues. We need you for the rest of this season. If a Premier League club comes in for you in the summer, we will let you talk to them. But for now, we need you to knuckle down and play for us for the rest of the season. I don't think he'd have an issue
Yeah,
with that.
no, but looking at it like that as well, bides his time as well. He could potentially do what Adam Wharton did and
Yeah,
Sammy Smonic's potential
yeah,
gold mine there for us. But my concern is that we're so quick to sell a player on and make a few quid, but
yeah.
very slow or very reluctant to actually put any money back into that squad. There's no player trading model there. The player trading model that we have is flawed, and
Mm,
it's shown that it's flawed based on the transfer window that we've had in the summer. And I'm not just meaning the amount of money spent in it, but it's like getting replacements in as well.
yeah.
I've said this before: selling Dom Hire, not replace him, keeping Matt Gay and sell on Harry Leonard instead. I rest my case.
Well, we could get rid of Mac Gay this window, but we'll talk about more transfers on the next episode. Quick summary about just saying about Alabiosu because there are rumours about floated about, and Rovers fans aren't blind; they listen it. So I just thought it'd be nice just to quickly point out my opinion, and I'm assuming you are on the same wavelength as me. At least keep hold of him till the summer if we can.
Let's see if we can, but I won't. It's a credit to the club in it with
Yeah,
finding him and
it, it it'd be
developing him as
smart
well.
business by them if they held on to him till the summer. Is all I'm saying.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Next up for Rovers is going to be an FA Cup game against Hull City.
Mm.
We're at home. No, we're away from
Tough
home, aren't
game.
we?
Tough
Yeah.
game.
I mean, we're batting 3-0 away from home, but that was beginning of the season. I'm not really bothered about the cup tie, as horrible as that sounds. I'm more bothered about the league, to be honest. And I
I'll be
know it's a
honest
good
with you.
chance. Yeah,
Cup run's always lovely to have. And don't get me wrong, I like a good cup run, but when we're in a season where we need to be watching with all the player injuries we've got at the moment, and we need to be focused on getting the points in the league, I don't want to risk any more injuries. So I'd be tempted to either play a very young squad and give some of the youngsters a run out and see how they cope, or play it smart and just not risk any of our big hitters that we need.
Yeah, and give the likes of Lewis Miller, Sean McLaughlin, Yukio Hashi some much
Break.
needed rest.
Yeah,
Because they have been playing pretty much every game this season, haven't they? I know McLaughlin
yeah.
was suspended, but he would have been fit and available had he not got that suspension. But they've all been fit and available and been playing week in, week out. They've had little to no respite.
And we've got a very
So
strong
they
academy
deserve a
with some
breath.
very talented youngsters. Some of them will relish the opportunity to show what they can do to try and maybe get into the first team.
And
Some of
maybe
them
we
are
can
looking at
wrap
the
up
likes of
this.
Litherland and Pratt and players like that. I've been thinking, maybe I can prove myself. Maybe I can get in there.
Maybe we can wrap up the sale of Igor. You know, I
Yeah.
know like he's not signed a new contract, but he's on the radar of other clubs right now, and it's looking like that he's going to be heading out the door come the end of the window. So could be that scenario as well. Anyway, so that wraps everything up with Totally Rovers. What do you make of Rovers during the festive period? How do you think we can go on from there onwards? Let us know what your thoughts were with Rovers' performances throughout the games in the festive period. Leave your comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure doing the pod with you, Liam.
As always.
And we will see you next time. So take care, everyone. See you later.
See you later, everybody. Happy New Year.
And a belated Happy New Year to you as well.